Hey everyone, today's topic is what's the first thing you do when you're buying a home? But I get this question asked a lot, so we'll go over it real quick. Basically, obviously, the obvious step is you need to get pre-approved, okay? Everyone typically knows that. Well, at least I would hope they do, or if they Googled anything or researched it, they'll see basically you need to get pre-approved. However, I'd like to take that a step further. So one of the suggestions I do make for people ahead of time is let's go online, take a look at some houses at what you think you can afford. Okay, go to lindorealtygroup.com, take a search, look at the homes on there. Okay, then hit a mortgage calculator to see how much these houses would cost you monthly. Put in how much you'll be able to put down. Okay, and then take it from there. All right. Remember, you always want to make sure what is in your calculations. You'll see principal and interest. Okay. You also want to make sure taxes and insurance are calculated in there, because that's typically your monthly fees that are broken down and held by your bank. Some of it in escrow. Okay. And obviously some of it goes towards your principal and interest. Your taxes and insurance get held in the escrow as part of your payments. Okay. What I like to do is take it a step further. Suggestions that I make to people, especially if you're a first-time home buyer and you're renting right now, okay? Take a look, see a house that you feel like you would really like, okay? Figure out how much you can put down on that house. Make a rough estimate of what the interest rate may be. Typically, you can Google that. I would Google it. If it comes out at, let's say, 5%, I would bump it up a notch to 5.5 to be conservative. Okay. Then from there, you're going to go ahead and say, okay, we can see that all our calculations say that our house is going to cost us $2,500 a month. So what I suggest to everyone, okay, and especially if it's two of you buying a house together, is you go ahead and you say, okay, we can see when we're buying a house, we're going to use our savings to go ahead and put down down payment. We've then figured out that it's going to cost us $2,500 a month in mortgage payments, but we're paying $1,500 a month in rent. What I suggest is you open up a completely separate account, okay? And for the next 6 months, obviously you're paying your rent already at $1,500 a month. You then take another $1,000 a month and put it to a completely separate account. The reason for that is, remember, if you're buying a house, you're getting a mortgage, you're making a 30-year commitment, okay? If you can't afford to do that in 6 months, or you finding that the $2,500 is too much for you over a 6-month period, okay, then you know you may need to dial it back. It may not be affordable. The other suggestion I also make is make sure that one person, if there's two of you buying, try and get one of you can afford your monthly bills and your mortgage payment. And the reason for that is, I have many reasons, but one of them is obviously one of you may not like your job and you're stuck, you're trapped. If you're paying a mortgage and both of you need to continue working to do that, that's one. Two, you may have a kid or even a dog nowadays, basically, and someone wants to stay home with the kid, okay? Well, obviously, you're not going to be able to afford to do that if both of you you need both your incomes to completely pay for the mortgage, okay? Three, you will always have curveballs thrown at you. If you're doing everything you can to pay your mortgage, both of you are paying for it, and then all of a sudden, your car breaks down and you can't afford to get it fixed. Okay, so my suggestion to you is try and get pre-approved off of one income, okay, and definitely you can afford the house from there. Most of us will get pay raises along the way, especially after you've gotten into the house. So first steps is go online, okay, look at houses that you think you can afford. Use the mortgage calculator on lindorealtygroup.com. Try and then see if the house is affordable with just one person paying for it. Okay. And then figure out what your rent is and the gap between your rent and your mortgage. Open a separate bank account and put the extra money that your mortgage would cost you above your rent into that separate account. You got to force savings on top of that. So those are all my tips that I would suggest you do before buying a home. Hopefully it helps. Please keep coming back to our YouTube channel to see helpful information like this. We'll be putting out new content every week. Thank you.